One is known as life goes on. Another one is move on. When we are talking about life goes on, we are not having any control over it. Life like a time moves on, whether you are agreeing or not agreeing, whether the government is there or not, whether you are paying taxes or not, whether your kids are going to school or not, whatever is, whether tsunami has come, whether a cyclone has come, nothing. Life moves on. As the time moves on, every second changes, every minute changes, every hour changes. Like that, life also moves on. Whatever is happening in the world, life is not going to change or modify its movement. Movement is regularly going as per the time schedule of the life itself. That is known as life moves on. When we are saying life moves on, what basically we are saying is we are accepting or reconciling with what is going on in the world without doing anything. Whereas I'm going to talk about the concept move on. Move on is a motivational word. When you are saying move on, you are telling yourself, you are telling others, friends, take control of things. Please remember, look at the situation, look at, study the situation, focus on what is the issues involved, whether they are in your control or not. Then you will be in a position to take a decision and move on. That means move on is slightly having a control over yourself. But please again remember here, there are some things which, for example, which are known. I used to talk about three circles. One is known as circle of concern, circle of influence, circle of control. These things, circle of concern means you're only concerned about it. What is happening in Ukraine, Russia war, you can't do anything about it. Circle of influence, you may influence your friends not to drink, not to smoke, or your children to study well. They influence. Circle of control is fully under your control. Whether you want to go for a walk, whether you want to do exercise, whether you want to eat junk food, whether you want to sleep for 20 hours or 18 hours, all are in your hands. That is known as circle of control. Therefore, I'm not talking about that. But when you are in the circle of control, move on means you are in a position to take a decision to do something about the situation. Here, I want you to talk about five concepts which are essential for you to move on in the life. One is intellectual quotient, second is emotional quotient, third is social quotient, fourth is spiritual quotient, fifth is adversity quotient. Most of the people know what is intellectual quotient. That means how to improve your intellectual capacity by learning, by sitting with gurus, by sitting with the good, knowledgeable people, interacting with them, by studying good books. You can improve your intellect. You can sharpen your intellect. Emotional quotient means you are having a balance in life. That means what we call in Sanatana Dharma, Sthirachitta Samabhava. If you are having that balanced mind, that means you should develop sort of detached attachment or attached detachment. That is emotional quotient. Then third is social quotient. What does it mean? You should be in a position to get along with people. You should be in a position to identify who are toxic people to avoid, who are good people, intellectual people, emotionally balanced people, so that you can have more interaction with them. That is emotional quotient. Then comes the fourth one, spiritual quotient. What is spiritual quotient? You should be in a position to evolve yourself as a human being. I'm not talking about religion. Any religion is a different issue. Rituals and religion is different. And when I'm talking about spiritual, I'm talking about your personal evolvement, maybe by yogic practices, by maybe by meditation, maybe whatever the practices you do, you try to evolve yourself as a good human being. Then the last one is adversity quotient. Adversity quotient means you should be in a position to face the adversity with equanimity. Most of the time, if you have seen, kids, youngsters are committing suicide because their parents has not developed, allowed them to develop adversity quotient. They always try to bring them in a cocoon of protection and etc. without allowing them to experiment. Then, if you have seen in the papers, people who have ISC exam fail when they are committing suicide. Some people are scared of what their parents will do. All these things are happening because the kids have now developed adversity quotient. Therefore, my friends, move on. Move on with your life. That means please develop these five quotients: intellectual quotient, emotional quotient, then social quotient, then spiritual quotient, then adversity quotient. 5. Remember, after 1 or 2 questions, I stop for you to reflect on what I'm saying. Thank you very much, friends. All the best to you. Please tell me how this particular video is. Thank you.